Now, we're gonna step here towards the front of the vehicle. It comes standard with 2 key fobs and remote start. To use your remote start, all you have to do is hit lock, hold this button down there for a few seconds. You see the lights flashed. It starts right up. Lights will flash again multiple times to let you know, hey, I'm on and running. Now the remote start will run for 10-minute intervals. So after 10 minutes, it will turn right off. Let's say 8 minutes have passed. I'm like, hey, I need a little more time. Not a problem. I can extend that timer by hitting lock, holding that button down again. You'll see it will flash. Now it runs for 10 minutes from that point. All right, so for a grand total of 18 minutes. You cannot, no, do this a third time, just only twice. Now I can let it run off for a timer, or if I only want to turn it off, all I have to do is click and hold that. Now it's off. Now all of your Honda sensing features come standard. I'm talking about your lane keep assist, your adaptive cruise, your forward collision. It's all there. So pretty nice. We also have blind spot information system. So safety is pretty much his middle name. Now, as we're looking here in the front, you'll see we don't have chrome action along the eyebrow. It's all nice black finish for the Sport. You're gonna have a badge of honor right up there in the grill, Sport, so people know you're rocking out the Sport trim. So you got LED headlights. You also have LED fog lights right down below. Wipers underneath the hood line. That's a nice clean finish. You get the nice rugged front end on the Ridgeline. As you guys probably remember, back in 17 to like probably 2020, they had that little curved nose. So it's nice squared right off, gives that little rugged look. Now there's the alloyed rims. We're going to do a step back here so we can see a side profile of the vehicle. As we're back here, I'm going to throw some exterior measurements up there so you see how it compares to other vehicles out there in the market. But most importantly though, how does it compare to yours? Now we're going to have body colored handles. We're going to have no chrome action around the windows. It's a nice black finish, rear tinted windows, and then we're going to have a black side mirror. So the Sport, they do a little different for cosmetics. Now this side mirror is going to be a breakaway side mirror, so if you accidentally bump it or if you need to fold in the mirror, it's quick and easy, just like that. It's just at first you might use a little force until you get comfortable with it. Now we're also going to have smart entry with the vehicle. So let's say it's all locked up. You get the key fob in your pocket, your purse, your jacket. You walk up, put your hand in the handle. It registers that and unlocks the door. You can choose you want all doors to unlock or just your driver's side door. Now you can also keep this in your pocket, purse, jacket. Hit this button. Oh, first you gotta shut the door all the way. Hit that button. It locks all the doors, so you never have to second guess yourself, hey, did I lock it or not, by taking out hitting the lock button. But now you can take this one step further. Let's say you shut the car, you shut the door, you had the walk away auto lock enabled, right? No key left in the car's off, you take it with you, you get 10 feet away, boom, it locks all the doors. So that's a nice convenient thing, because I'm always second guessing myself, did I lock the doors, did I not? I don't know. Now you cannot accidentally, whoops, leave your key in there, hit the lock button. The car registers the order I've done these steps. I shut it. It's like in panic mode thinking, hey, you're accidentally locking your keys in the car. So it automatically unlocks it. Now, if you want to lock your key in the car, I have a separate video that's going to show you how to lock keys in the car if you want to for those situations. I also have a video that's going to show you how to extend your idle shut-off timer. What I mean by that, let's say mom's in the front seat there with you, you're running errands, you want to keep the car on and running, right? You get in there, it takes longer than 20 minutes. You want to make sure the car is still on and running, because if you don't do those certain steps in my video, it will turn off for safety, okay? Gas release, right there. Capless gas tank, no longer sheep cap to worry about fixing or replacing down the road. It's a simple slide and go. So notice we've got the nice black. Kind of continue through and out. We're going to step back here. We're going to start from the bottom. and work our way to the top. Now we got dual 1 and 2 chrome tipped exhaust. Hitch comes standard. We have a 7-pin plug. Let's take a close look here for you. 7-pin plug. License plate lights, of course. Now we have Ridgeline stamped right in the tailgate. Badge of honor, Honda. You can brag about it. Sport trim. Love the color contrast on this one. Now, the tailgate. Handles right up here next to the backup camera. The tailgate, yes, it comes down like a tailgate, but also does something cool. It's the dual action tailgate. So fold that back up, come right over here, line up with release, put your hand underneath, squeeze, and look at that. That pops open like this too. So I love it because inside over here, you have an in-bed trunk. This pops right open. You can use this as dry storage, a cooler. You're going to have ways to actually get accessories to actually use this as a divider. All right, this is your stuff. This is mine. There's a plug down there so I can let all the ice and water out. So it's nice, watertight. You're going to have your spare tire, additional tools you may need for those unforeseen events right over there. Now, cool thing about this, it is lockable. Yes, lock it up. Cargo lights. You're going to have tie-down cleats, comes standard. Pretty nice. Now, before we step away from this, I want to show you guys some measurements for back here, okay? What are the dimensions for the back? So that way you guys know what you're playing around with as you go out there doing your outdoor adventures or just doing your typical truck stuff. Now, one more cool thing is that if you get a cover, a lot of people do, a hard cover, soft cover, whatever the case might be, you can actually set up so when you lock up the vehicle, this locks too. I have a separate video for that. Within two, actually, I talk about in 3 different videos. Now, as we get over here, before we dive in, I'm going to throw some interior measurements up there so you can make sure there's enough room for friends, pet, cargo, whoever's brave enough to tag along with you. Boom, jump in and let's go. We have a nice leather armrest, power windows, easy, straightforward, cup holder, tray action, done. Simple. Carpet mats come standard, front and rear carpet mats. Now, what does not come standard, but we do it for all of our vehicles because we live in Iowa, is all-season mats. There's a Honda all-season mats, the laser cut, nice tight fit, high wall. So just want to point that out for you, okay? Definitely worth getting. Now, we're going to have stadium seats. A lot of times I forget to mention the stadium seats. What I mean by that is when I get in here, be careful you put back here because I'm looking up and over you. I can see what you're doing on the road. So if you have a backseat driver, be careful. So we have a cloth interior. Car seats. Let's point them where that stuff's out here quick so you can find that in a pinch. They'll all mark. Anchors up top, behind the headrest. Yes, this is a headrest. It folds right up or pulls right up. To release that, there we go, squeeze, and put it right back down. Now in the center, armrest, cup holders, tray action. Courtesy pocket, they're always nice to have behind both front seats. And then the cool thing about this is the magic seats. Pull that lever, slam it right up. Look at that, both sides, it's a 60-40 split, will actually fold right up. So this would be great if you got that bike, TV, maybe a tall plant. That's probably for me, for my garden. You have a lot of utility space that you can do, and you can have a courtesy tie down, and it's not curved. It's actually a nice, clean cut angle right there. And the cool thing about this, we go on a family trip. I need more storage. Right underneath here. Hey, I'm using that space. We're going to have adjustable vents. And then down below, we're going to have a 12-volt plug-in. So everyone can keep their technology well charged. Wow, that was pretty quick and easy. A lot to talk about. Child safety locks. Lock, unlock. We're going to take a moment and look at the driver's side door. Leather, power windows. You got your power locks. You got your lock button here for the windows. If you have any young whippersnappers in the back, or maybe a misbehaved husband, you can actually lock them out if you want to. I'm going to get the lights back on here quick. I'm here kind of staying late from our service department to help you guys out. So I'll be right back. All right, now we're back. We get the lights on. Let's bump right up here from the window lock button to the blind spot information system. So let's say you're out there doing your city and highway driving, right? You're driving down the road, and here we are, a car in your blind spot. That little cube is gonna light up as a nice bright orange to let you know someone's in your blind spot. Then when you turn on your turning indicator while someone's in your blind spot, that's gonna flash and beep to alert you, hey, don't turn yet. If you want to see that in action, check out my video. I have a nice video showing that out, okay? Now we're gonna come right over here with a sport. You're gonna have pump seats. So there's a pump down to lower, pump up to raise it up. And then you got your recline, then the squeeze bar right up front to go forward and back. Pedals, you get A to B. You got your parking brake right up there. Hood release. I'm gonna pop this hood here quick and show you some common courtesy things under the hood. So right underneath the hood, we have a 3.5 V6 with a 9-speed automatic transmission and also with a heavy-duty transmission cooler standard. We're talking about 5,000 pounds of towing capacity. You know, this is a mid-sized truck and it's not built on frame. This is actually a uni-bodied structured vehicle, okay? So it has the capabilities of a truck and it also has the independent suspension. So what I'm getting at is nothing's gonna ride as smooth as a Honda Ridgeline. I can promise you that. Get out there, compare it with some of its competition. You'll see how it takes those bumps, take it down a bumpy road. But now let's talk about those common courtesy things under the hood. Washer fluid, nice blue cap, easy to find. What else is easy to find? The dipstick. It's a nice bright orange, so you can see that at nighttime. Oil cap. We're gonna have the battery under the intake. Then we have our fuse box right over there. Brake fluid, right up top. Anything else besides that, I'm calling someone to come rescue me, maybe a local service center, or maybe you know someone, okay? We'll do one more look just for those that have the capabilities and the skill set of working on their own vehicle. All right, now let's jump right up front. All right, so here we are right inside your brand new Honda Ridgeline or in the driver's seat. The first step you need to do is make sure you have the key fob with you. It could be in your pocket, it could be in your purse, the jacket, just somewhere in the vehicle. Now, once the key is in the vehicle, you apply it onto the brake pedal. You see the push button start, it's gonna light right up. Push that right in, now the vehicle's on and running. Welcome over here to the left-hand side of the wheel. You got some additional buttons. You got your mirror selector between left and then right. It's a slide. Then you got the D-pad here to adjust your side mirror once you got it selected. And then you have an Econ mode. Nice big green button. When you select it, you get a beautiful green leaf to let you know Econ is on. Now when Econ is off, the green leaf is gone. Econ is going to make you more fuel efficient. You may see anywhere from 2 to 4 miles to a gallon difference depending on your driving habits and condition. So you know the difference between driving in hilly land versus flat land. Are you an aggressive driver? Are you not as aggressive? Is it cold? Winter driving versus summer? A lot of variables that affect your fuel economy. Now, Econ is going to sacrifice AC power. So those hot summer days, you got to choose. You want to be fuel efficient or comfortable. It affects your electrical power too as well. And then your acceleration. So it affects all three. It's most effective for highway driving because once you get up to speed, just hit that cruise control, turn that right on. That's where it's most effective. You could keep it on for your city. It's just a lot of stop and going. Now down below, you got your road departure. You can see it's on because of the green light. It's off. You got your forward collision. If you ever want to turn that off, you can. It's not a taparoo. It's a click and hold. A long dramatic pause. There we go. Forward collision is off. Click and hold, dramatic pause, back on. Now we're going to have your traction control or vehicle stability assist. Once again, not a taparoo, click and hold, not as long as a dramatic pause. Then, as you notice in the back and the truck, you're going to have cargo lights for the truck bed. So if you want to turn those on, select that, and they're on. Truck bed lights are off. So pretty nice and easy. Your release on the left hand side, it's a telescopic wheel, so you can push it in, pull it out, down and up. It's a little stiff. There we go. Lock it right back in place and you're good. So we have a nice wrapped wheel. On the right hand side, we have all of your Honda sensing features. Now, we can see that they're off because you have no icons right up there. Once I select the main button, you can have one of two icons on the left hand side. This one's for the adaptive cruise. I can see that because it has a speedometer with an arrow and a car in front of it. Or you may see this icon for your standard cruise. So that means your Honda sensing features are available. You can select that. Now, once again, if they're not, this quick little visual, not available, nothing up there. You can't use your cruise, you can't use your lane keep assist, nothing. Hit the main. Now let's talk about the difference between your cruise control and then your adaptive cruise. Now both of those, you can actually set your cruise once you get to your speed you want. You got the toggle switch right here, you toggle down, and then it locks it into that speed, and then you can toggle up and down one by one at a time, or you can do click and hold, and then it'll adjust by 5. All right. Now to switch between your standard cruise to the adaptive cruise or vice versa, you have this button right here. Is click and hold it for a few seconds, then it switches. Pretty nice and easy. So now we're at adaptive cruise. Same thing, you set your speed, and then instead of holding this down, you tap it. You can select the distance between you and the car in front of you. More lines means further, less lines means closer. So let's imagine you're going 45, the car in front of you is going 40, you set your range, a car gets in range, the car will beep at you, beep, 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 to let you, hey, I'm slowing down. So if I'm talking to my passenger over here, and I feel the car slowing down, it's just alerted me and say, hey, that's not the wrong, I just found a car. And we'll do the same once the car gets out of range, and we'll speed you back up. So once again, 45, we're going 45, they're going 40, slows you down, car gets range, slows you down, maintain the distance, they get out of the way, you resume back to your cruise control speed. It just makes those longer journey drives a little more comfortable, okay? Now, we're gonna have your lane keep assist. This is for your highway driving. When you select that, you get this, a matching icon. That's on the wheel. So, when you're driving down the road between 45 to 90 miles an hour, you go over your lane a little bit, beep, 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 beep. You can turn that beep on or off, and then it brings you back and puts you back in the center of your lane. You would not be playing ping pong going back and forth. It does a very good job keeping you in the center of your lane. Now, when these are actively working, these white icons will turn green, give you some kind of visual cue saying, hey, we're actively working. Now we're gonna have paddle shifters, adjustable and wipers. Of course, we have auto lights, fog lights, on and then off. That's how you turn those from there. And then we got more of your media controls on the left-hand side of the wheel. So you got your volume, throw up and down, toggle switch once again. You can skip between your radio stations and modes. And then you got your voice command. So if you have your phone paired, you can be like, hey, call crazy Honda Chris. So there's gonna be a difference between a tap. As you see, it goes through the car. So if I have like, you know, tune, it gives you some options right there. Now if I tap and hold, that's where it's gonna play an effect for your phone. So play around with that a little more. So now, the very last thing, actually two things we have right here. You get a little wheel action. You can scroll up and down. It acts like a button too. So you can push it in to select things on the menu. And then once you're in the menus, you use the home to fully back out to the main menu. So now let's talk about the layout of the driver's interface screen, and then we'll talk about the controls and the menus from there. The layout, you got your speed, you have a digital speed, you can see about your Honda sensing if it's available, the drive modes, We're going to get to that in a second because there's going to be a button in the center console that we can select. We're going to have your miles. You got your outside temperature, 48 degrees. We definitely needed that. It's been really cold lately. Full tank of gas. We're looking at the Hershey bars, not the little red dot. So if it's a half tank, half of those bars are going to be gone. What gear you're in. This is your temperature engine bay display gauge, excuse me, or your coolant. So once again, looking at the bars, tachometer, clock, and right now we can see that your idle stop is off. Your idle stop is enabled. We're going to talk more about that as we go throughout the video, okay? So that's your layout right there. Now let's talk about the controls on the left-hand side, the menus. We're going to look on the left-hand side of the wheel. Use this, scroll up and down, and then push into select items. First one I want to talk about is going to be fuel and range. We're going to select it. You can see right now on a full tank of gas based on 4 miles, we're averaging 3.7. It sits here as we play with these buttons and show people the cars, but it's saying we can go 407 miles before going empty. I know the next question is going to, hey Chris, why is yours way different than mine? It could be higher, it could be lower, I don't know. The computer learns from your driving habits and condition. Okay, so like I was sharing with you guys earlier, a lot of variables affect your fuel economy. That's why. Now, as I scroll down with the wheel, you see there's a A and B. That's your trip A and B. To reset that, you just push in the wheel and then select reset. Done. You see there's a graph from 0 to 50. That's going to show you your lifetime fuel economy. So if you're, it'll just automatically fluctuate. That graph will. We're going to hit the home, go down to speed and time. Audio, if I had the radio on. There we go. We just turned it on. And scroll down the wheel to select the audio that as you see fit. Phone. If you have some favorite contacts stayed in there, you can use those as quick points. Navigation. It's going to be your compass. All-wheel drive torque. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle. There's no button or lever or anything you got to push and pull. It simply does it automatically. So as you're driving down the road today and the beautiful, nice weather now, it acts like a two-wheel drive vehicle. Then when you slip and slide, boom, it puts the power where you need it as you need it. And that's going to show you live time what's going on. Maintenance. Anything regarding maintenance. Tire pressure, we're going to have a direct tire pressure system with fill assist. I talk more about that in detail with my other tire pressure video, but if you get the vehicle on and running, it's in park, as you fill up the tire pressure, and once it gets to that correct one, the lights will flash and the car will beep at you to alert you, hey, this one's good. So pretty nice. No content. So if you want to switch your speed distance from miles per hour to kilometers, click and hold in the wheel. Done. So pretty nice. Adjust your brightness. Use the wheel, scroll up and down, pushing the wheel to select. Gauge display. So with all these menus that we're going through, you can actually hide a couple of these if you don't want them to display. Warning, you guys know what these are. Low gas, door left open, please buckle up. All right there. Now we're going to back up. We're going to look at the dashboard here quick. Adjustable vents. Yours is way over there. We're going to argue about these two. And then mine's right here. So you can see it's open. It's closed. You got this to grab onto to change the direction of the vent. Pretty easy and straightforward. Your hazard lights, if you ever need these. It's a floating button, kind of fits right in. I love the two-tone trim work going on. Now let's get into the details on the touch screen. We're at the home menu. You can see the time right up here. You have a clock face. I have a video that's going to show you more in detail on how to change a clock face. Then also maybe if you want to import your own photos of the friends, family, favorite YouTuber, I don't know, you can add them and delete them from there. So check out that separate video. All apps, when you select that, you can choose between all these apps to take them off of the main menu. We're going to have audio source up there on the top left hand corner. You can see what options are available. You have FM, AM, USB, Bluetooth, and smartphone connection right up there. So you can pair up multiple phones, but only one would be a priority. That priority phone is going to be the one that makes and receives the incoming outgoing calls. So we talked about the radio just briefly. To find a radio station you like, you just hit tune, you type in a radio station that you may enjoy, hit enter, and then to save it, you just click and hold. There's no way to delete a radio station once that preset has been saved, but you can save over it, as I just shared with you right there. So if you don't want a whole bunch of radio stations that makes nonsense to you, you can't like me, you want things to look nice, you can't get back to that menu. Don't save it again. You can go up to 12 stations. Now you're going to have AM radio, same concept. Or maybe if you just want to find, a list of them, you have a scan option, seek. All that's pretty much easy and standard. We're going to have wireless. Yes, wireless, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So you don't have to plug and play your phone in there to get your Google Maps, Apple Maps off of your phone and right up there. So, and it also will show other compatible apps. So it makes life a little nice. You don't have to go to the highest trim level out there to get navigation. Bluetooth, we got your trip. So right now you can see your current drive. Trip A shows you your current. As you guys probably recall, I just shared with you how to reset your trip B. So it has a previous trip B. You can go up to 3 previous trip Bs. And here's our current right there. Now, before we go to the next side, you can reorganize, arrange this as you see fit. And then these are your quick save points down below. You have up to 6 options. So maybe I don't use FM radio as much, or maybe I want to do USB. Boom, saves it right up there. Head home when you're done. So your more common used items, you can throw them right there. I love the little ledge. So as we're driving, I can use this little resting point as I'm Next option, we got general settings. You're going to have vehicle settings. I have a whole separate video. It's going to go more in detail on this. It's like a 20-minute video. It's going to show you how to customize all of your vehicle settings. So when you drive off the lot, you are set for success. Radio, software updates. Most of the time they'll do them at the dealership for you automatically. Clock, just another way to get to that clock face. Honda Link. Check out HondaLink.com to see what is compatible with your particular model and trim. It varies. You get a lot of times a lot of complimentary stuff, and there's also a small trial period for those paid subscriptions. If you're not for sure what those are, ask your Honda salesperson. They'd be glad to assist you guys. It should be pretty easy. It walks you through the steps when you download the app onto your phone. We're going to have a compass. I keep hitting the home button. I need to start selecting the back. That's the whole point of that. It doesn't fully take you all the way out. Smart shortcuts. As you can see, it's going to learn and it's going to recommend. It's going to try to make things more enjoyable for you. The new display. So if this bugs you for your day or nighttime driving, if you need to adjust accordingly, you can for the brightness, or you can completely turn this off. Just hit the home button again to bring it back up. So yeah, that's going to be the touchscreen. Pretty nice and easy. You're going to have the radio, volume, off. Now we're going to focus down here towards the center console controls. You're going to have a tri-climate. So if it's unsynced, passenger can mess with theirs. There we go. The wife keeps around the low 70s. Me, if it's not winter, I like to keep it cold as possible. I hit the sync. Now we have all the power right there. Makes it nice. Different modes. Fan speed. AC. Off and on. Air circulation. Turn everything off. Auto. That means the car's going to do everything in its power to maintain a 63 degrees. Fan speed, temperature, different modes, stuff like that. If I change my mind, I want to take it off auto, just adjust your fan quick. Rear settings. Nothing's going to the back. Maybe I need to fine tune this because a young whippersnapper in the back, or princess dog back there thinks they're in control. We're going to have front defroster, rear defroster. Boom, quick and easy. Just a little deep tray action. We're going to have a USB and a USB-C plug-in, a 12-volt plug-in, a wireless phone charger. That's going to help maintain your battery for your phone out there. It's not really going to be like plugging into the wall at home with a fast charge, guys. It's just going to help maintain your battery. To turn this off, all you have to do is click and hold that, and then boom, no green light, it's off. Deep enough tray, cup holder. We have a nice little texture going on. As you notice, we don't have a shifter. We have a push button shift. So you can see right now we're in park because it's red, P. Now to shift, you can't accidentally just smack a button and expect it to do it. You actually have to apply onto the brake pedal. That's your safety. And there we go. I applied. Push the reverse back towards you. It went from red to green. And then your backup camera automatically comes up. So down on the bottom left-hand side, you'll see some options. It's going to show you how the camera is going to act. So that's a nice 180 view, catches a little more of your blind spot. You can see that pull. That pull is pretty much almost parallel with our bumper, back bumper. Now we're going to have a right behind you view, then a straight down shot from your rear bumper. So that's great when you're going to do some parallel parking. Now when you turn, yes, that's going to change colors to let you know your tires are not aligned and gives you kind of point of reference. We're going to have cross traffic monitoring system, so it's on and now it's off. Once it's on, a car's coming from the side, it will alert you. So it's an extra set of eyes. It's always nice to have. That's going to be the brightness of your screen, your display. That's everything for the backup camera. Pretty nice and easy. Now, neutral, we have a D for drive and S for S mode, or some people like to call it sport mode. Now you can't see the visual difference right up here. You have to come up on the driver's interface. You see we have an S, then now we have a D. S mode is going to change your gear ratio. You get a little more engine braking with that. And then I have also noticed when you put it in S mode, your idle stop is disabled automatically. It does it for my wife's CRV too. So just throwing that out there. Now let's talk about that idle stop here quickly. Some people know what it is and some have no clue or how it works. All right, so idle stop, pretty much what it sounds like when you're idling. It shuts off the engine. It stops the engine from running. Whole point of that is to make it more about fuel emission awareness is what we're trying to do. So when you're sitting there not driving, you're not spilling out all the fuel emissions, okay? So let's say foot's on the brake, boom, we're idling, the car is to temp, the cabin is, the engine to temp with other requirements to help protect the vehicle, protect the system from additional wear and tear. If it meets your requirement, foot's on the brake, boom, car turns right off. Now as soon as I take my foot off the brake, boom, it starts right up before I apply into the gas, okay? For me, it doesn't bug me, but my wife, it bugs her. So what she does to turn that off is select that right there. And you'll see, idle stop is off. Now you have to do that every single time you get into the vehicle. I know I'll probably spend a little extra time talking about that in this video. It's a common question, and I want to make sure that's just addressed. You guys understand that, okay? Now we're gonna have this right here for intelligent traction management. This is the fun one with all the different drive modes. So normal, you do this for normal for your everyday driving habits. It's beautiful outside. But let's say if you had an inch or two of snow out there, right? Going out there, going to go take a good time in the city, put it in snow mode. And it's going to change how your car is going to perform to optimize you're handling in the snow environment. It's like telling a kid, hey, it's cold outside. Get a jacket, right? Hey, there's snow out there. Let's make sure we perform pretty good in the snow. Now, the same thing with mud. It's going to turn off or reduce your vehicle stability assist for mud. So if you get stuck, the tires will keep spinning, trying to get a little traction. When you get into sand, it's going to do the same kind of thing. Could be changed like RPMs, how your car is going to handle it. It's going to do everything in its power to keep that sand from falling on top or burying your tires when you get some deep sand. Back to normal. Armrests. We get a share. Not too bad. It's big enough. Pops right open. A place where I can hide all my quarters. My son likes to steal those for pool night. And then I have a deep enough storage to hide all my snacks. My Snicker bars. My Funyuns. Glove box. Deep enough. Challenge accepted. Throw what you want in there. You're going to forget about it. There we go. Lock it up. Glove box is lockable too. A standard rear view mirror. This is going to be for your lights. So if it's in the center, guess what? I open up a door. Your dome lights will come on. If I pull it all the way back towards us, the lights are off no matter what. If I open up a door or not, then forward, pretty nice and easy. Now once it's in the center, you can turn these on individually too. Sunglasses. Adjustable sun visors, pretty much standard. There we go. All right, so that's going to be a nice walk around, kind of show you guys all the cool standard features and functions. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment, do me a huge favor, hit that like button, subscribing to the channel. It goes a long way. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I do spend a lot of my own free time doing these videos to help you guys out, okay? If you want to go one step further above and beyond, leave a 5-star Google review. I'll have the link down below for Randy Kill Honda. Mention how these videos help you out to justify the time I spent with these videos. I really do get more graded onto that, and it kind of supports a little bit of the work I'm trying to do here for you guys, okay? All right, well, this is Crazy Honda Chris. I'll see you at the next video, or maybe during your next visit at Randy Kill Honda. Just ask for me. Bye-bye.